What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday. It is 5 o'clock here in Lakewood Ranch. We are drying out from Hurricane Debby. We'll talk about that in a bit. In the meantime, though, drop comments down below. We want to know where you guys are watching from. Drop your questions, drop your comments. We appreciate them coming in every single week. If you don't feel comfortable putting them on the live stream, just send me a text or an email or call me. Contact information is down below. We appreciate you guys doing this. We do this every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Got some stories to go over. Got a featured story about home sellers not wanting to sell. Want to give you a couple updates on things that have happened over the last couple of days. My name is Adam Miller with the 941 Lifestyle Group. I am a real estate agent. I'm a lifestyle matchmaker. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day to join us here. And really quick, let's get some business out of the way. We do have two YouTube channels. Very interesting enough. This channel you're currently watching, 941 Lifestyle Group, started that one, I think, mid-January. All about Lakewood Ranch for the most part. Second channel you can see down below is 941 Premier Home Tours. That is all about just home tours in all of Sarasota, Manatee County, not just Lakewood Ranch. Started that one a little later, February, March. That one just surpassed subscriber count, which I thought was very interesting. Not really interesting, not surprising, but that was cool. Anyway, drop your comments down below. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's jump right into it. I got a couple of great stories to go over with you today. First one, might as well start off with a little bit of good news. I think it's good news. And now last week's live stream, we talked about how the insurance market in Florida has been pretty detrimental to a lot of folks. Obviously, insurance rates have gone up, but I just saw this story hit the news feed yesterday. And again, all the links will be in the description down below. But a lot of insurance companies left after Hurricane Ian because obviously insurance is risk reward. Florida's got a lot of risk for a whole lot of reasons. But 9 companies plan to enter back into Florida's homeowners insurance market. There is Manatee Insurance Exchange, Slide, American Integrity, Southern Oak. Oh, there they are. Orion, I never heard of these. Orion 180 Select, Florida Peninsula, Monarch National, Homeowner's Choice, TyTap. I'm going to put this in the link in the description down below. If you were somebody who's in Florida now, maybe you're using Citizens Insurance, which was supposed to be kind of the backup to the backup. And maybe you want to shop around for rates, give some of these companies a call, see what they can do for you. I know insurance rates are going through the roof. And of course, last week's storm did not really help. We got decimated in this area. Sarasota, Manatee County, a lot. The storm's still happening, right? North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. But this area got pretty decimated. So this is another news story that came up. Everything is destroyed. Of course, those make great headlines. But I know lots of people who have had feet of water in their home. Actually, Jessica, very nice of her. She got a hotel room for a friend and her family and their dogs who just lost everything in their house. We're trying to find them a boat that they can actually get to their house, or a raft, or a stand-up paddleboard, anything. But we got our hotel room for a couple of nights just because they had no place to go. Just started a business. It's crushing. And not just them, tons of people. But as of Wednesday, the damage toll in Manatee County was estimated at more than $12.5 million for residential property owners, and the amount is expected to rise. That is just Manatee County. I know I got a lot of friends in Sarasota County, downtown Sarasota, also just decimated. Yeah, just crushingly devastated. But I saw this story and had a little mixed feelings on it. This is a newly built Lakewood Ranch neighborhood, obviously my area of expertise, trapped by flooded streets after Debby. So being trapped part sucked. Basically what happened is it's a gated community. They didn't open the gates, so people could not get out. That's not cool. That's super dangerous. And this is Star Farms. I love Star Farms. If you've watched any of our videos on the Premier Home Tours, 941 Premier Home Tours, I've done a ton of videos. Actually, just I think a week ago, I did a video of 3 home tours in Star Farms. It's one of the neighborhoods that I absolutely am considering moving to. That's a whole nother Homes by West Bay. They do a great job there. But anyway, after Tropical Storm Debby, flooding has led to street closures all over Manatee County. That is still the case today. I know a lot of neighborhoods east of Lakewood Ranch in Mayaca City still closed. That whole area. Yeah, I got turned around yesterday on State Road 70 going towards Del Webb. Totally closed, couldn't get through. Went all the way around Greenbook. Tried to go in through the rain. That was underwater. I went through a couple of puddles following 4 or 5 other cars. By the time we got to like the third, I just didn't say puddle, flooded roadway. By the time we got to the third one, everyone turned around. I was like, I am not going to be the fool who goes through all of those. So turned back around and went there yesterday and was able to get in. But one neighborhood in Lakewood Ranch, Star Farms, had a few feet of unexpected flooding with water flowing up driveways and in some instances into homes. Clearly, this shouldn't have happened. I mean, it was absolutely insane for the storm we had. Now, full disclosure, I think we had like 16 inches. That's the number that I heard, 16 inches of rain. I mean, I'm not sure much could be done even in a new neighborhood. Shoot, I just saw that the Lake Club with $6 million homes flooded as well too. I think when it comes to storms like this, there is nobody's really safe. And I know a lot of people were upset because they felt like it was a new neighborhood. There's some photos, right? It was a new neighborhood and that just shouldn't have happened. Now, 16 inches of rain. I'm not an engineer, but it's hard to imagine that a construction home builder would be able to build a neighborhood up higher than 16 inches so that homes don't flood. I mean, it sucks, especially to have a brand new house and have it flooded in. But I think the biggest concern that they had was people couldn't escape, which is terrible. I mean, can you imagine being trapped in your neighborhood because the gates are closed? I'm sure the transponders didn't work. And that's just a colossal failure. Anyway, so I do have a link in the description down below. I was just going to put up as well too, because somebody had asked this earlier. The question of the week was, I forgot to put this up a little earlier, was where can we help out folks who were affected by Hurricane Debby? I do have a bunch of companies listed in the description down below on the YouTube channel. There's a lot of companies doing a lot of great things. So if you are somebody who needs help, those companies are also available to help. If you are somebody who wants to help, whether that's volunteering or donating money or whatever kind of items that they currently need, those are going to be in the description down below as well too. All right, let's move on to something a little happier because this has been all consuming, obviously, with this rain. It was brutal. I mean, it rained, it seemed for like 36 hours straight. So this was some good news. 4 communities in the region rank among the top 15 for U.S. home sales. How about that? Lakewood Ranch, Welland Park, Murata, Babcock Ranch rank in the top 15 master plan communities. Speaking of Welland Park, I am in the process of doing a comparison. Lakewood Ranch or Welland Park. We get a lot of people asking, what is the difference? Lakewood Ranch, obviously here in Sarasota, Manatee County, Welland Park in Sarasota County in Venice. By the way, did you see the video that I just dropped talking about the difference between Lakewood Ranch and Waterside? Did that by popular demand. A lot of people reached out and said, hey, can you do a video talking about the difference between the two? Lakewood Ranch is in Manatee County. Waterside in Lakewood Ranch is in Sarasota County. Just did that video earlier in the week. Hopefully you got a chance to watch that and check that out. But yeah, this was really cool. Both great communities. 2 communities in the Sarasota area and a community north of Tampa rank among the top 10 master plan communities in the United States based on sales from the first half of 2024, according to the new list. Punta Gorda development also landed in the top 15. That's probably the one I didn't recognize. But I just say January through June, the Villages in Northwest Orlando topped the list. It sold 1,515 homes during the first half of the year. So much for a recession, right? Mainly to 55 plus demographics. We have 2 of those here, by the way, in Lakewood Ranch, Del Webb and Crestwind, with a new Del Webb coming soon. Actually, just got invited to a realtor event next week talking about the new Del Webb that is opening. That's going to be exciting. Number 2 on the list was Lakewood Ranch, which sold 1,238 homes during the first half of the year, about a 1% increase from 2023. So not a huge increase, but hey, better than the other way. Currently has 72,000 residents and is the top selling master plan community for all ages. Get a load of this. Homes under $500,000 accounted for the largest segment of sales during the first half of that year at 33%. That's pretty good, right? And next were homes from 500,000 to 700,000 at 30%. I talked about this, I think, last week. And then homes from 700,000 to a million were at about 19% of all those sales. And then homes over a million accounted for about 18% of total sales in Lakewood Ranch from January through June. So super exciting. LakewoodRanch.com is a great resource, or you can go on our website as well too, the 941 Lifestyle Group. We have a lot of great information there, a lot of links to other to all the communities within Lakewood Ranch. This was an article that came upon my desk this morning, August 5th. So it came a couple of days ago. But the reason that I wanted to bring this up, I am not a golfer, but I happened to meet these guys over at an event that I went to about a month or so ago. And again, not a golfer, but I thought this was pretty cool. So if you're somebody who loves golf and you live in Lakewood Ranch, or you're thinking about moving to Lakewood Ranch, this might be a less expensive option if you don't want to pay for a golf membership, or it just might be something you just do on a rainy day where you can't go golf. It's a members only golf lounge set to open up in Lakewood Ranch. And I thought this couple of guys got together. So other places offer golf simulators, but the Golf Society is a private members only club that accommodates golfers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, rain or shine. That's what I thought was pretty cool. Again, not a golfer, but if I was a golfer, I'd be like, honey, yes, I know it's 2:00 in the morning, but me and the boys are going to go play some golf at the simulator. There's a communal. The Golf Society has a country club feel without the initiation fee. Membership range from $200 to $300 a month and come with 90 minutes of play a day. There's a communal lounge at the entrance and 3 suites with simulators in the back. Each suite accommodates a foursome and includes comfortable seating, a refrigerator, and a 70-inch television. The golf lounge is located on Solutions Lane, which I'd never heard of until semi-recently. It's across the pond from Inner Compass Brewing Company, which, if you watch the video we did not too long ago talking about microbrews in the area, we happened to go there the day it opened. Compass Brewing, Inner Compass, nice space. So it's over in that area. It's over Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, north of State Road 70, south of State Road 70, south of State Road 64. So members do have to bring in their own food and drink. For now, golfers can get growlers from the brewery, which I thought was cool. But within a few months, liquor lockers will be available to store bottles. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Music from the brewery can be heard clearly walking up the path of the Golf Society, but not a note is played inside. So it's super quiet. Anyway, if you are a golfer, that might be something cool for you to check out. All right, our featured story of the day. How low must rates go to break lock-in? I've never heard that term either. I'm in real estate for 11 years. To break lock-in. This is painful to see, but not surprising, because I've been hearing this for years. Nearly 50% of homeowners, by the way, this has nothing to do with Florida, nothing to do with Lakewood Ranch. This is just nationwide. Nearly 50% of homeowners said rates need to drop below 5% to feel comfortable buying a new home this year. 6 out of 10 mortgages have rates below 4%. Now, I can't predict the future, but I'm going to guess years from now, historians and financial experts will look back on those low interest rates that happened back in 2020, 2021, 2-3% to be an abominable mistake. Now, don't get me wrong. If you got a 2 or 3% interest rates, that's fantastic, right? It saves you a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. We were on Maui during this time, 2 to 3%, and 99% of our sales, yes, through the roof, multiple offers, multiple showings, sight unseen. Because first of all, one, we were closed during the pandemic, so nobody was coming. But even when people were coming, I'd say at least 90% of our business was people buying sight unseen through the roof. History will show that was a terrible idea because of this. Because now if people are feeling trapped, there's lots of people. You might be somebody watching right now feeling trapped in your house because you just don't want to give up your 3% interest rate to pay. Let's see what it is as of today. 6.63. See that? 6.63%. So do you want to give up a 2.5% interest rate, 3.5% interest rate? Most Americans fortunate enough to have purchased a house before mortgage rates shot up in the spring of 2022 don't appear likely to sell anytime soon. Obviously, if you're a buyer, you know that, right? Inventory is super low. Bankrate asked Americans how low mortgage rates would have to fall before they would consider selling their current home and breaking the mortgage lock-in effect by purchasing a new house with a new mortgage rate. The mortgage lock-in effect has frozen home sales, thus the thumbnail, for the last couple of years. These results don't bode well for an unfreezing of the market. Many homeowners aren't keen to sell at all, and many would-be buyers are waiting for mortgage rates to dip below 6%. And here's what sucks about that one, because 6% is not astronomical. 5% is not astronomical. 6.63 is not astronomical. It's just astronomical compared to when it was 2% and 3%, which if you look at the history of mortgage rates, that's never going to happen again. 2-3% is not normal. 6% is normal. 7% is normal. Ask your parents how much the interest rates were when they bought a place, right? 17, 18, 19%. I know friends who had homes when they were like 11 and 12%. So 6% is nothing. So we created a terrible scenario in this company. Just 2% of all Americans said that they would be comfortable buying a house this year with mortgage rates above 6%. That's terrible, right? And you know that. I'm a real estate agent. We see it every day. People not wanting to buy. And of course, the article I talked about last week was saying that buyers should not wait for interest rates to drop drastically this year. Now, I've heard lots of talk about possibly a rate decrease come September, but we'll see if that has any effect on mortgage rates. Homeowners were more likely than non-homeowners to say that they would need lower rates to buy, with 47%, that's almost half, saying rates would have to dip below 5. I think it's going to be a while before we see rates below 5, like maybe not even next year. 38% of homeowners said there is no mortgage rate that would make them feel comfortable buying a new home this year, which one is terrible for home sellers. It is terrible for home builders. And it's terrible for buyers, right? There are a lot of buyers who are either stuck living with their parents in their basement or stuck paying astronomical rents, right? Because, rent prices went through the roof, and exactly trapped in a starter home. That just about sums it all, right? A combination of high mortgage rates, low inventory, and soaring home prices have made buying a larger home or buying a first home unfeasible. The findings also suggest that many Americans already in so-called starter homes won't be leaving anytime soon, which means putting up with cramped homes once they've envisioned selling as their family grew. That's a big problem too, right? You're a young couple, maybe you have a kid, maybe you have 2 kids, and now you're stuck in your little 1-bedroom, maybe a 2-bedroom place. Oh my gosh. According to Freddie Mac, more than 6 out of 10 mortgage rates have 6 out of 10 mortgages have rates below 4%, and that rate lock effect is exacerbating the housing supply crisis. Gen Xers, people my age, are generally several years away from retirement and have already transitioned from their starter homes to accommodate their growing family, therefore are less likely to move from their current homes. Millennials, on the other hand, particularly the younger millennials, are more prone to changing jobs, transitioning to bigger homes as families grow, making them more anyway. Will rates come down? Homeowners and prospective buyers waiting for rates to let them back into the market may not get that entry point this year. Expectations about mortgage rates keep changing. The U.S. economy is still going strong. And the Fed Reserve keeps putting off its first rate cut. And those things together, and the consensus is that mortgage rates will remain in the range of 6.5 to 7% by the end of 2024. I do not disagree with that one. That seems to be what the case is. So do me a favor, drop a comment down below. What is your thoughts on that one? Are you somebody who's trapped in a house because your mortgage rates are ridiculously low? It is a terrible scenario. I feel for the sellers who are stuck in that position. Now we're taking a listing next week. So, and they're going to be buying as well too. So there are people who still need to sell and needs to buy. Hey, I talked about this last week too. I always like to end with the builder incentives. I did not see any builder incentives, any update, which is kind of a bummer. So I will keep you posted. The link is in the description down below. I did want to leave you with one final thing before we get out. So today is August the 8th. And for those of you who have been following me for any amount of years, or even just the channel, the first video on the channel was talking about how we moved from Florida to Maui, back to Florida. So today is a day that we will certainly never, ever, never forget. It is the day of the Lahaina Fires. And it's a sad day. And we know exactly where we were at. We had just put down our second dog, Mojo. By the way, this is in Mick Fleetwood's restaurant. That was actually his car. And they used to let you sit in that car. That burned to the ground as well also. This is the Lahaina Harbor, burned to the ground. Yeah, August 8th, we, a couple days before we put down our dog, our second dog, we had Mojo and McKenna, came from Florida to Maui. And it's pretty sad, pretty tragic. And yeah, we were kind of devastated. So we said, you know, something, let's take a quick flight over to Oahu, next island over, 20-minute flight. Let's just go chill out. We'll relax. We'll have ourselves, you know, just a relaxing time. We'll eat, we'll drink, we'll sit on the beach. We'll do nothing. We'll just kind of reminisce about the good times that our dogs had. And so we got one of the first flights out, probably not the first flight out, but I think our flight was like 8 o'clock. So we were at the airport super early in the morning, 7-ish. And that day there were actually 4 fires. There was one in Kihei. There was one in Central Maui. I can't remember if it was in Wailuku. There was one that was upcountry, Kula area. And then the one in Lahaina, where we were sitting at the airport in the terminal. We were looking out over Haleakala, and we could see one of the fires that had already started early in the morning. So 7-ish in the morning. That was the first we heard of a fire. We also knew that there was a hurricane that was passing, I think about 600 miles south of us. So there's always a trade wind, not always, but most of the time there are trade winds on Maui. But with this storm, it was on the news that there were going to be massive winds. We also kind of knew that Maui is just ripe for just a disaster. I mean, you can see these mountains. This is West Maui. West Maui, South Maui has been in a severe drought for a long time, especially in the summertime. There's just no rain. I mean, they get about 10 inches of rain, 10, 11, 12 inches of rain the entire year. Not a whole lot in the summertime. And a lot of the power lines are above ground and old. So ripe for disaster. So anyway, it is a 20-minute taxiing at the airport on Maui, 10-minute taxiing on Oahu, 20-minute flight, all said and done, less than an hour from the time we left Maui, got to Oahu. We land, we turn on our phone, both of our phones blowing up. Turning the phone right, boom, 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 beep, 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 message after message after message after message. It's a lot of our neighbors and people from elsewhere saying, and we're in Kihei, hey, by the way, we just got evacuated. Are you guys okay? Do you guys need anything? And now we're like, well, crap. We just left. We're not even on island anymore. There's nothing we could do. Now, granted, we don't have dogs there, which normally we would have gone away and had a dog sitter and a house sitter who came and took care of our house and our pups. But yeah, we kind of felt trapped. And then, yeah, that getaway, relaxing vacation turned to be not so relaxing and getaway because our phone was blowing up. We were calling to see, who we could help, what we can do. Anyway, fast forward, Lahaina burnt to the ground, crushingly devastating. We spent the next we at that point we knew we were moving back to Maui before the fire, or moving back to Florida before the fires. But we spent those next 2 months doing what we could. We collected, I think, like we personally collected like $11,000. We thought it was a good idea at the time to tell people to send Amazon boxes to our house. We were keeping track of what items um, that were needed, female products, right? Tampons, diapers, clothes, shoes, slippers, bottles of water, camping supplies. We donated all of our camping supplies. We thought it was a great idea to just tell all of our followers, because obviously we had a lot of followers on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Gave out our personal address, our Venmo, and I kid you not, we probably had, I don't know, 1,000 cases delivered to our house. So we finally had to stop doing that one because it just got overwhelming. Like, yeah, anyway, it's got overwhelming. We couldn't even get into our place because there were so many boxes. Thank you to everybody who contributed. But all said and done, we raised like $100,000, which was great. Jessica and I, of course, we love real estate, but we love cooking. So we cooked meals for, I don't know, a couple hundred people. And, just did whatever we could do to donate food and time. And so today's the year anniversary. It is a sad day. Jessica's going to make some Hawaiian food here in Florida. Some lomi lomi, some tuna poke. She got some banana leaves. And so it's a sad day. I have very mixed feelings about being in Florida and not on Maui. But it is what it is. Life happens sometimes. And hey, anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Keep those comments coming. Keep those likes coming. Feel free to subscribe to both or either of those channels at 941 Lifestyle Group or at 941 Premier Home Tours. Again, my name is Adam Miller with the 941 Lifestyle Group, real estate agent, lifestyle matchmaker, lover of all things Maui. Maui no Kaoi, Lahaina strong. Lahaina no. Yeah, I said I was not going to cry. Okay, I'm going to go. See you guys.